Hey guys, Mike from Pattern Traders. Quick video of the dump that took place overnight and what I think about it. So, unfortunately, I was sleeping, so I didn't leave any bids on. I don't usually leave bids on the exchange, especially because everything is so scammy now. So I didn't catch it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not in a long right now. I'm waiting for a higher load of form so I can get into longs. But I wasn't a short overnight, so the short panned out for me. I'm still in a theta short. Let's talk about what I think is going to happen. Let's do a fresh chart. Hold on. Let's do a fresh chart. All right. So. You know what? I'm starting with the micros. I'm gonna start with the micro because way too extended for me to go to the macro. Alright, so from a micro perspective, open up your high-low. Weekly open, most important level. I'm waiting for Monday range to establish. I was gonna make this video tomorrow, so I can have a little bit more information to tell you guys, but I might not be here tomorrow, so I'm doing it right now. Consider the Monday range your current range that you're working with. Let's assume that it's in, and let's assume that this is the top and this is the bottom, right? The blue lines, which is Monday high, top is Monday high, the bottom is Monday low. Let's assume that it's in, even though it's not, right? But most important level that we have in front of us is the weekly open, which is the gold line. So that being said, our previous weekly open is down here, which has a good potential of being tapped. Hold on. What's going on over here, guys? There you go. Decent chance of getting tapped. I don't know if... No, I want to make it black. I don't know if this is going to get tapped now or afterwards because previous weekly open. Because we did have like a 12% move back up. That's pretty significant, guys. That's like a almost a V bottom, if not a V bottom, right? So now the idea is that if we're bullish, we don't come back down here. We stop at the previous pivot, which is here, right? So now let's get rid of this because it's going to be in the way. Get rid of the... Let's just keep the weekly open and the daily open. That's what I'm working with right now, okay? Now, daily open was at 32. Oh, we just rejected off the daily open. There you go. Okay. So I was about to say it was 32,000. So how I'm playing this range currently until the Monday range is established is I am going to wait until we contest the weekly open, which is the gold line, at $33,000 to tell me if we are bullish or bearish. If we reject off the weekly open, more likely than not, we're going to go back down to range low, create a higher low. At that point, take your fib levels, assuming we reject off the weekly open, take your fib levels, and you want to bid the 0.5, or if you're bullish, the 0.5, but if you want to be safe, the golden zone, which is going to be the 618 and the 65. Let's make it a different color so you guys can see it. And then the 6.5, let's open up. Where's the 6.5? 6.5 right there. Right there. Sorry guys, this isn't my chart. Right, so you want to assume that bidding that level will be safe. Now, if you want to add some confluence, go to your lower time frame, preferably the 15 or the 10 minute, and see if there's an OB by that area, right? So there is this little cluster over here with a wick, which means that likely this wick will try to get filled. So if that happens, if we do happen to bounce up and then reverse, if we do happen to, we have a really good chance of coming sub 615 or 618 and 65 and hitting the OTE, which is going to be the 0.75 and the 0.705, right? So those who know how to play the fib levels understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, assume that the trend is going to continue going up. Bullish continuation. You don't really see a massive candle wick like this and then just nuke back down, right? You don't really see that unless you're going for some stop loss, which doesn't make any sense. Now, on the flip side, from the bearish perspective, let me get rid of these fibs because we don't need them. On the flip side, from the bearish perspective, we created this range. Let's get rid of this. And let's put in our fib, which is going to be, this is the most important candle, guys, right? This right here, this little cluster right here. This, to me, this push up was to fill shorts. This push up was for the whales to fill shorts. And then I'll explain to you how I figured that out, and I'll explain to you why I was short up here. I went pretty heavy too. So this, I didn't. Oh, actually no, I did short this. Yeah, I did short this, but I didn't. I knife caught this. It wasn't because of any kind of explanation. I knife caught this, but this push up was pretty obvious that it was a weekend push strictly to fill asks. All right, let me show you guys what I'm talking about now. Take your fib levels, and I don't know why this music is so loud. I don't even know what this playlist is, but bear with me because my laptop was hijacked on my girl overnight. So, boom. Take your fib levels. Take this range over here and put the 0, the 1, and the 5. Get rid of everything else. Again, guys, if you made a lot of money this week, pretty sure you did, you don't have to trade this range. Just let price develop, you know, unfold itself. Just relax, go out, do what you got to do. Don't go crazy, right? So now we have most important levels are daily. Let's make the daily blue. I don't know if you guys like. I don't want to make the video too long, man. So I apologize, but I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. And let's make the weekly, as always, gold. Okay, that's what we're dealing with right now. Daily is blue, weekly is gold. Let's get rid of this because we don't need it anymore. Now, what do we see on top? We see a lot of liquidity, tons of liquidity. None of these got taken, right? So likely market is bullish. We just had a massive squeeze to the downside. I'm pretty sure that the higher low that gets put in, wherever it gets put in, ideally here, right, at 29,000s, will send us back up to take care of all this shit. You know, it's likely. That's the reason why they leave them like this. Whenever you see price action where you just have a slow grind down like this, and then you break market structure. This is market structure, by the way. This right here is market structure. Actually, let me do a block. This is market structure. There you go. Okay. So the minute you break this block to the downside, you break structure. Now you have all these highs up here that need to be taken out. So more likely than not, I'm looking for longs on the higher low end. Hopefully it gets put in at a time that I'm on the computer because I'm not bidding it. I don't trust this market at all. In regards to what happens afterwards from this, I don't know, but this is the range that I'm playing with right now. There's also one more thing I want to show you guys with this range. If you take your extension and you go from the top to the, well, let's just do this range first. Let me just show you guys something. You see how it respects the fibs very well, but who in their right mind is going to have a fib of 4.618 and 4.7, right? So let's do it the right way. You usually take the swing high to, let's just call it the low, right, to the lower high, which is this trend line. So you see where I took the points from. Point 1, point 2, point 3, right? And it tapped at 2.272, which is pretty accurate when I trade. When I do the levels, 7, 1. These are my main levels, guys. 718, 718, 786, the 1.6. Oh, I'm missing one more. Most important one, actually. For scalping, the most important one is the 1.27. There we go. 1.27, the 2.27, and then the last one is the 2.68. I barely ever use anything from 3 and on. Dude, yeah, no. This is like my main. This is my main box right here. More likely than not, when you go to the extension of the 2.68, price 80% of the time reverses at that point, right? So we stopped at the 2.27, which is legit. Can't argue that point, right? So now you, at least you know. So now what I'm expecting from the long side. Take your bottom extension, assuming that this is going to reject here. If it does, take this, put it at your higher low. Let's assume that the higher low stops at 30.28. Get into your long. Put your stop loss under this wick over here. Let's go to the 15 minute. You see it clear. This is all assumption, guys, by the way. Put your stop loss under this wick over here. And then the first target's going to be weekly open, guys. Right? And then you're going to do a target 2 of that up here, which is the 1. Sorry, I didn't get it good enough. The 1. With the 1-to-1 extension. Price always gravitates towards the 0.786. And if you're bullish, you want to go straight for the 1-to-1 extension. Price always gravitates there, right? When you put your high low. So whenever a range is established, it's basically easy money. I'm not a good trend trader. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I lost so much money in the bear market that I still have that fear, right? Of, oh yeah, just ape long and call it a day. So what I do is I wait for a range to establish, and then I just basically play the bottom and the top, and I go really heavy to make up for any lack of investment, let's call it, from not following the bull trend and whatnot. So I am currently still expecting to see lower pricing. If it doesn't happen this week, no wait, today's the 4th. Yeah, if it doesn't happen for the 15th, let's just say this: if it doesn't happen for the 29th, rather, we're in trouble. Not we're in trouble. That means that we're not going to be able to get discounted BTCs, right? On the 8th of the month, Bitcoin the trend is flipping bear. Now, what I mean by that is you're going to start seeing a lot of distributive behavior. Whether it goes high, it could still go higher and still be distributed, right? Where supply keeps increasing its price while retail is just, going in and buying into the supply zone, right? So if the nuke does not happen in January, guys, I'm closing the short button, and I'm not shorting again until probably late spring or early summer. And the reason I say this is because the algorithm that we've been using resets in January. So the whole point was that January we put in a beautiful low, we ape into altcoins run, BTC reaccumulates in a range, right? Then BTC decides to run and goes up to 50, goes up to wherever it wants to go up to 3, 4, 5, 6x where it's at right now. I don't know what it's going to do, but a lot higher than where it is right now, right? That's the long-term goal within 2021. All right, back to the range. Enough talking. So that's what I'm expecting. This is what you should be playing. This is the most important pivotal dump that took place. This is basically supply stepping in over here and then telling you, you know what, let me see something. Yeah, supply stepped in here, guys, and then they pushed the price higher, created a deviation. This is all distribution for the small range. Came back down, took out these lows. Definitely has confluence with this wick over here. Yeah, it does. There you go. Yeah. You're going to always see that the highest volume candles play a significant role with retests, right? It always happens. Always happens, right? That's just the nature of the game. See how this was the highest volume candle? And then we came back down and we tapped it. Then we started our little beautiful trend up. It always happens, right? If you pay attention to volume, right? It always happens. See how this was this candle right here was the biggest from the previous ones. We came back down, we tapped it. It's a good way, I'm not saying to trade off this way, but it's a good way to find confluence, find levels with confluence, right? So that's the way I'm playing the microstructure. I'll tell you right now, if somebody is bearish, if you are overall bearish, basically thinking that, hey guys, the trend is over, we're going to downtrend now, right? Let's assume that you're bearish. Let's get rid of this nonsense. Then you do not want to see price get above the weekly level at all. You want to see that these highs, you know what though? I'm going to say something very silly, because when the highs don't get taken, you know, that leaves the probability of us going back up to take them. You usually, if you're bearish, you want to see a massive sweep, take out the main highs, then nuke. Then you know for a fact you have no business going up there. But we left all these highs untouched, so chances are we're going to go up there. But if you do happen to be, if you are bearish and you have a bearish perspective, you do not want to see price get above the weekly open. You know, that's a very pivotal area from the micro perspective. Hold on, guys, my phone is ringing. I'm sorry. All right, sorry about that. So, yeah, I mean, if you're bearish, you don't want to get above the weekly open. Period. I'm not saying that we're not going to get up there, or we are. I'm just saying if you're bearish, you don't want to get above that. So that's in the micro standpoint. That's exactly the range that I'm playing with. If you go to the oscillators, turn on your swing, which is very important because when you're bull trending or bear trending, right? When you're in a bear market or bull market, your swing is probably going to be your best friend, only because it'll call the main moves. For example, on the 30-minute, it called the previous two dumps, right? Let's see if it called the previous three dumps. This one went up. No, it was these two over here. So you had your first RSX algo cross, second RSX algo cross with your div, right? Two algo crosses with your div, with your top, and then you did your, I don't know what that is, maybe a 20% dump. I don't know what this is. 15% dump? What is this? 5% dump. Nothing. Forget it. I take that back. This was the main dump right here. So then you had your first RSX cross, second RSX cross, and then we've just been drifting down. And you had your 20% dump, right? So your RSX cross and your swing is probably going to be the more important indicator for the downside, not for the top side, right? Now, if your RSX swing resets like this on the 30-minute, look at the last time it did it. Down here, December 9th. Caught the bottom over here. And we had our beautiful div, and then we started our uptrend from 17,000. So probably we put in a low, you know, more likely than not. Right? All right, go back to your regular mode. Let's talk about the high time frame. High time frame. Disgusting looking candle. But then again, you know what, guys? We had a disgusting looking candle over here too, and then we pumped right through it, man. Right? Look at this candle. Who would have thought that this black candle would have sent us up an extra freaking $10,000? Look at this. An engulfing on the 2-day, and it's still pumped up. That's crazy, right? But guys, this is a pretty ugly candle. Let's be honest. You know, that's very ugly. What should you look for at this point? To not get a 12-hour close above that orange line. That's what you should look for if you're bearish. To not get a 12-hour close above that, right? You don't want to get a 12-hour close above that because that was the previous pivot, right? That was a previous candle close. You do not want to get a candle close above that. Yeah, this, you see, like this formation right here looks pretty bad. If this daily today closes somewhere down here, pretty sure the trend is over. We're gonna start trading somewhere down here. You know, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but if it does close down here, it's more likely that we're gonna start drifting down. Right? Weekly, this probably still looks. Yeah, weekly still looks fine. It's the first monthly wick that we have, but we have another 30 or 20 days or something. Resembles it. See what happens. If month 2 we do. If we close this monthly candle, right, and then the second month, which is going to be February, closes the candle similar to how we closed over here, we're pretty much going to downtrend. But I don't think so. Based on the algorithm, we have a beautiful uptrend until summertime, right? Yeah, this daily close is going to be a very important daily close. I'm telling you guys, if we close a daily candle sub, where is this? Yeah, we close a daily candle sub this line over here. It's bad for bulls, man. It's very bad for bulls if we close a daily candle under that. You know, this to me looks like a stop hunt until it isn't. But right now it looks like a stop hunt, right? Let me see something. We shorted theta based on the algorithm. The cycles. I posted it on Twitter. But I just want to see something. So that's a 2, 10. There's things that I want to do something. Then we have 30, 4 hour. Yeah, this looks like shit still. Jesus, they all look like shit, man. Everything looks like shit. Everything looks like shit. But then again, you know what? It's going to keep looking like shit only because we just had a 20% move. So you can't really expect it to look good after 20% move, right? This is about a 6% move. That's not bad. Higher low. Yes, let's wait for a higher low to see what happens. Regarding the oscillators, guys, from a higher time frame perspective, go to your Bitstamp. I'll do Ethereum in a second. Just give me one second. I'll do Ethereum and I'll do XRP, by the way, because I'm so gonna buy XRP. Right here. So based on our weekly, everything still looks intact, man. Everything still looks good. Guys, I didn't have my coffee today, so excuse the slowness. Alright, most important thing on the daily, you want to see that this TMA gets tapped. See, we're not even near it, guys. We're so coming down here, man. We're so coming down here. I said it to you guys in the previous video also. We're so coming down here. We are so coming down here. You cannot drift too far away from this TMA line. There's a reason why we use it as an indicator. It's a trend indicator. You can't drift too far away from it. Look. Every time you drift up, you come right back down to it. Every time you drift up, you come right back down to it. And this is the 12 hour, man. Right? Come back down. Excuse me. You know, I'm not telling you that I'm bearish or bullish. I'm just trying to open up your eyes, guys. You cannot drift too far away from this freaking line, man. I don't know why. It's just the way the algorithms work, the computer systems. I don't fucking know why, right? So at this point, where are we right now? I think maybe like $25,000, which makes sense because we're at 25K. We sweep these beautiful lows over here. That'd be a beautiful. That'd be so beautiful if we can come down here, wick, tap this previous consolidation block, wick under, close back above, and moon it. And I want to show you guys something very important actually. Hold on, we're pumping again. Why are we pumping right now? 1 second, guys, because I'm in a trade. I'm in a short. Come on, man. I want to get my higher low. And it's pumping right now for no reason. 1 second, guys. Oh, wow. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that'd be beautiful, right? Anyway, the longer it takes for us to come down here, the higher this TMA goes. Usually when it's like poking north like this, vertical, it's very bullish. Daily is down here at 22. And then the most important one that I keep telling you guys to always look out for is a 3-day. It's at, Jesus, guys, when I made the previous video, the 3-day was at 15,000. Now we're at 16. So the longer we take to come down here, the higher this thing goes, man. Damn it. Every 3 days, this thing probably goes up $1,000. Or like maybe $500 to $600. Damn. The whole idea was to come take out this wick on the 3-day. Alright. Go back to the oscillators. Yeah, they still look intact. Same, there's no difference. Now, our weekly finally did our 3 top pattern. Remember when I told you guys that we were looking for 1 top, two top, and then the third top was supposed to be here, but then it just did a fucking blow off, and it came all the way up here. Yeah, well, this is still considered a third top, right? 1, 2, 3. So more likely than not, this is going to be a significant top, and we should find some kind of, see, there was supposed to be logic where once if this line came and bounced off the sell line or the mid, you would know, but I can't unless I'm physically watching it. I won't know, because this thing could have bounced as a wick and then went up, and you wouldn't even be able to tell. So everything looks good still. Looks good for a dumpy. 2 week is beautiful for a continuation, for bullishness. See how everything, whenever you see a stoke like this where everything is spread out, beautiful continuation, very bullish, very bullish. 3 week, very bullish again. Oh, we got our first cross. When there's a close, 20, don't even bother, take that back, doesn't matter. Go somewhere. Oh, the 9 day finally showed us an algo fire, black. That's significant, but we're still above it, so nothing bearish yet. Still above it. First red dot on the 5 day. 1 day left to confirm. First red dot on the 5 day. Hold on, guys. So I do not want this to be pumping right now. Dumping. I need this thing to, pumping, sorry. Alright, good. That means that this thing has to fall down, man. Come on. Come down. I'm probably gonna get some longs over there. Okay, go back to the daily. Daily has a cross. Very good, very significant. Finally a curl, very good. And a curl over here, very good. 12. We did bounce off the bottom. Let me see how the 3D looks like. I think the 3D is probably gonna be the most telling time frame. And why do I assume that? Because yeah, guys. So I want to get a dump down, which we did, poke back up, see if we actually make a new top. If we don't, short that, and the first target is going to be the 3 day TMA. No doubt in my mind, if we do not make a new high. But the only difference between that and this is that, oh nice, the 5 day finally exhausted. See how the 5 day finally exhausted? In my previous video, remember when I told you guys that we should not surpass this pivot? If we're bearish, we should not if we're bearish, if we're supposed to dump, we should not surpass that pivot. Well, it held. So far it held. Now if we close this one more day, if we close this 5 day like this, it's most definitely stamps it that we're going to start reversing down for a bit and get lower bids. Nice, BTC is dumping. Damn, look how bullish this is. It's crazy. It's like it's pointing north. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's enough with the oscillators. Yeah. Come on, just roll over. I know you want to roll over. Trendline 10 right too, that's fucking beautiful. Let's see what the lowers are doing right now real quick. Yeah, daily rejected us. So let's just assume, once we break this little cluster, my theory is correct. Right, once we break this little cluster, let's make this yellow. Okay, you can't see it. Let's make this black. Actually, no, you can't. I just gotta make it a little darker. Once we break that cluster, my theory is correct. Right, so get this wick. And by my theory, I'm talking about us getting somewhere down here. Right? But we got to break this little wiki over here first. Alright, that being said. So, now, let's talk about ETH. Beautiful ETH. I shorted it. Pretty heavy. Why did I short ETH? Who shorts ETH? I shorted ETH. I'll tell you why I shorted ETH. That's why I shorted ETH. So more likely than not, price is not going to just break this block. I know it's a massive range, but I was being patient with this, and I waited for the 0.786 to short. Wow, BTC is dying. Yes. I wasn't crazy enough to start shorting from over here. It didn't make any sense. It was too bullish. But then again, you have to take in consideration that we went up without any possible retracement. It wasn't even logical for us to continue going up higher, especially because the whole move happened on a weekend or on a holiday when the banks were closed, when Wall Street was closed, when everything was closed, right? So that being said, I shorted it pretty heavy. Now what I'm expecting from ETH, I think it's going to continue going up. Not gonna lie to you, it's very bullish, especially because altcoins need to run. ETH BTC is extremely bullish. Altcoins need to run. I think that ETH is going to make one more poke up. I don't know if it's going to be the top or not. It's going to make one more poke up. Let me show you something else about BTC. But regardless, from micro standpoint, look at the daily. Hold on. There you go. You get a 4-hour close above that. You could even front run it. Get a 2-hour close above that line. Long it, right? Because it already did its due diligence and it already swept the down candle, right? So you can long it as long as we get above here and target new highs. I'm not telling you to be bearish on support, right? It doesn't make any sense. Ooh, Theta's dying. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. On the money to 11 o'clock. Once 11 o'clock hit, we started dumping. Yeah, that's how I'm playing ETH. Let's see what happens when we get back down here at this wick. If we do happen to get down there. Look at the lower time frames. Yeah. If we happen to get down here, it'll be very telling. I might actually punch some longs over here, guys, because I didn't get any longs. I'm definitely going to long BTC, I'll tell you that much. I might punch some longs there. I'm not going to lie. I'm due for some fresh Ethereum longs. I should hold. XRP real quick. Actually, you know what? Let me just talk to you guys about Ethereum oscillators on the higher time frame. So everything on Ethereum looks still beautiful, bullish. Nothing bearish about it at all. BTC looks worse than Ethereum, truth be told. Let me get rid of this. Everything looks fucking still clean. The only negative thing that I could say about the 3-day is this is a topping pattern, but it's too soon to assume. You had your head, you had your left shoulder, right? Left shoulder, then you had your head, then you have your right shoulder right here. So this goes 1, 2, 3, and then just rolls over, it's the dies, right? That's the only bearish high time frame thing on the oscillators. Everything else looks pretty decent. We're not even under the Stokes yet. Usually what's bearish would be this if you're under it, but you're still above it. On the daily though, nah, still looks good, guys. ETH looks fucking good. I think ETH's gonna be like $2,000 in a couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Give it about a month. I think ETH's gonna be like 2K or something. It's just too bullish, man. Too bullish. My favorite investment right now is Litecoin. I don't care what anyone tells me. I didn't freaking add more on this dip because I was sleeping, obviously. But the minute we get another dip down, I'm aping into it. So what I'm expecting for Litecoin is, I know I'm being very hopeful, but these levels to get tapped. So we did tap this, right? So what I'm expecting in hopes that we break under this and we go straight for this cluster over here, and I'm gonna buy as much Litecoin as I possibly can over here at the 90s, as much as I possibly can. And we know what I'm gonna target? $1,000. What? Yeah, $1,000. I'm not even kidding you. So if you look at it from a higher perspective, this is a beautiful. Where's my horizontal? Boom. This is as long as the next 5-day candle, which closes in a day, closes above this. I doesn't even need to close above that because the weekly already closed above, so it's fine. Weekly looks beautiful. Yeah, it looks like an SFP right now, but don't really still continuation. To me, it's continuation. So what I really want to see, dude, is beautiful atom, boom, up. First target's going to be the 250 range, which is going to be this breakdown. We're dumping. We are dumping, right? That's the first target. Once we get back once we get back into the bottom blue line, a very safe trade setup, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's really it can't go wrong. It's a lagger. Ethereum and BTC took the 2019 highs months ago, and Litecoin just did it yesterday, right? So that's just a lagger. So before you know it, it's gonna be trading above all-time highs, right? So I'm aping into Litecoin hard once I get that dip, and hopefully we'll be lucky enough, hopefully, to get down here. If all we get is this little cluster over here, I'm gonna be very upset, very upset. I really want to get this cluster down here. Okay, let me show you guys something very interesting. I want to do XRP too. But sir, why do you keep charting Snap? I don't know. For some weird reason, they're correlated. Okay, Snap, BTC, weekly. I don't know what is all this. Oh yeah, I don't need that. What the hell is this? I don't know what that does. Oh, it's a drawing tool? Oh no, it's our drawing tool. Never mind. Alright, so grab your Snap, go to your log. And actually, you know what? Take log off. Actually, you know what we should do first? Yeah, no, leave that. That's smart. Okay. That was your 2000 and I don't know what this bottom was. 2018 bottom, right? For Snap. Okay. Turn off volume. Right? 2018 bottom, right? But sir, why do you charge Snap? Well, I'll tell you in 2 seconds why I charge Snap. COVID. Into the bottom, okay? So far we're on the same page, okay? Beautiful. Now, take this beautiful thing that got created. It's called a fib extension. Top to the bottom. Turn everything off except for your 127, your 1.6, get rid of this, and your, where's my 2? Let's just make this a 2 right now. Right? 2, 1.2, and then 1.6. Where do we top out, my friends? At the 2, right? When do we break? Okay, let me tell you this now. This is your, let's get rid of this, by the way. This is your break of all-time highs. Make it red, right? But sirs, there is no but sirs. Listen for a second, right? So we, within a matter of, from the time that we broke it, we topped out at 56 days. And I don't even know if this is going to be the main top, but for Snap, but it's pretty much going to bring us back down to the 1618. That's the way it usually works, right? So 63 days. Go over here. Come on, Bitcoin. Go a little lower for me. We broke above. Let's take your date range. Time that we broke above. Let's do 60. Let's do that. Comes out to February. Now, one could argue the fact that crypto is faster. Obviously, stocks take longer, which is right. I agree with you. But let's take time out of the equation for a second, right? And let's talk about the Fibonacci levels now. Take your fib extension, top to bottom. Where's 2 at? 36,240. We rejected at snap at 2. Where's the 1618 retracement back to the 29,000? So ideally, if this were to follow snap, it would dump down. Oh, it already dumped down. So I already did the dump, right? It'll go to the 2 wick, dump, and then figure out its path from that perspective, right? So snap, to me personally, has been front running BTC for months. I've been playing it that way for months, and it's been working for me. It's been working, right? So I'm expecting snap to retrace completely back down here to test this cluster down here. We don't even have a cluster to test, which makes me think that we might create a cluster here, shoot up, and then come down to retest this cluster. I don't know. Maybe create a distribution range where we just go up and just keep distributing. I don't know. But it looks like we're going to end up ranging for about a month to figure out what we're going to do next. But snap has been absolutely beautiful when it comes to correlation with BTC. Once our RSX on the weekly crossed, we got our dump, and our dump was 13% dump. Obviously, it's stock. It's not going to go 30-40% yet, right? So we didn't even get our RSX cross yet on BTC, right? So you see how the RSI is already made a high and then made a rejection, made a lower high? Well, we're still at the high part. We didn't even go down here yet to make our lower high, right? So we still need to complete and fill this portion, which means that we're probably going to end up getting on another short opportunity summertime or springtime, which is going to be the higher low that we're going to put in. Don't forget, guys, end of the year, we're going to start a bear market. Just remember that. So this is all setting up for end of year bear market. Obviously, it's a weekly time frame. So, all right, let's do XRP now. That's why I anticipate BTC going to $36,000, $37,000. All right, XRP, sirs. How dare you not long XRP? Well, I had every interest in longing it, but unfortunately, I wasn't on the computer when I hit my my mark, man. I had this mark for probably like 2 months. I wanted to bid the yearly open, and I couldn't. I wasn't by the computer when it happened. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Hit the yearly open down here, and it bounced up. Now, what am I expecting from here? Well, let's be honest. I don't want to see us lose this. I want this to become the deviation on your lower time frame. Right here. I want this to become the deviation. Range a little bit. First target, second target, third target, and call it a day. I personally think that if BTC does not nuke, XRP bottom is in. I see no reason for it to go lower. Look at it. What's the reason for it? Right? It's a beautiful area to target, by the way. I see no reason for this to go lower. I mean, like, what is it going to do to go lower? It swept, weekly closed above. Everything looks fine to me. Forget about the fucking news and SEC and shit like that. Who cares? Right? It filled an open gap. No, it didn't have an open. A flat open. Sorry. So I'm waiting to get into XRP. I'm waiting for BTC to finish doing its nonsense, whatever it finishes, whatever it does, and then I'm gonna definitely get XRP without a doubt. Without a doubt, I'm getting XRP. Yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm waiting for BTC to make a higher low. Again, don't forget, I'm playing with this specific range. This video is getting a little too long right now, but I'm sorry, guys. I'm playing with this range, and I would like to bid this block down here. So long this, put your stop loss here, and then target everything above here on the weekly open, wherever the weekly open is. Target the weekly open, come back down to the 0.5, and then start targeting all this. If you're bullish, right? If you're bearish, you don't want to get above the weekly open. Now, where's the weekly open? Weekly open is at 33, I think we said. What do we say? Weekly open is at orange is 33,000. You do not want to get above that if you're bearish. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry that the video is long. I apologize. One more time so you get this to get my perspective out. If we don't dump in January, guys, we're not going to dump until spring or summertime. So be very cautious with shorting. Right? So the opportunity will be here now to buy as much blood as we can and then ride it out throughout the whole springtime, because BTC is projected to make a massive move up. So are altcoins. Be smart about it. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions, DM me. Cheers.